my friends, it's me, Violetta. My son Leszek will be asking me questions. Today is Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all of mothers. And it was a hectic day yesterday for me. We went for a party. Today, Leszek took me for lunch, and then with his younger brother, we had big walk with the dogs and so on. So it's late, but I will try it my best.
Okay. And you don't know these questions? Okay, so the first one. Oh, before we start, we were having a competition for another free psychic reading, and we'll give more information at the end of this video.
So please watch to the end.
Yes. So broadly speaking, we know that a country is a group of people which flourishes as one in a unified direction. We also know that ever since the Freedom Caucus took over the Republican Party, there has been extreme political chaos and divisiveness throughout America. It seems too extreme to imagine, but will there be another civil war in America in the near future?
I see a wrestling ring. So there are two opponents on the wrestling ring. There will be some fights between both parties, but I see this kind of civilized way because they are in the ring. So hopefully it's not going to go outside of the ring. It will be scary if people will start going and fighting each other.
But you don't see that?
I see that at the ring. So it is still fight. They will be fighting with each other. There are two different groups, but it looks more civilized. So
controlled.
It's under control environment.
America's economy is not based on the quality of jobs or how many hours an average person has to work to survive. It's based on the success of the American stock markets. Trump's tax plan gave huge tax breaks to the extremely rich, which he is a part of, and he claimed it would create a trickle-down effect where the average person would earn more money, which did not happen. What happened was the elites used the tax money to buy back stocks, thus making their publicly traded companies more attractive to outside investors. But no laws were passed to prevent these elites and their companies from exploiting the labor forces of poorer countries and shipping jobs elsewhere. The question is the Freedom Caucus really working to save the American economy, or are they just trying to fill their pockets?
Old-fashioned coffee grinder, the big coffee grinder. They are grinding and grinding everything, mixing, controlling. Such a disarray. They are making coffee is successful, profitable thing, but they are grinding and grinding. I don't see this as, we will not know completely how they are doing because the effect is not profitable. It's destroyed. They are destroying everything and I don't know how to answer that one completely because it's the coffee grinder and they are making this in the small pieces. You can't really see the effect because you're putting coffee and coffee beans and then making this in the coffee mash. So they are not really making this visible for us. Maybe profit is for them, but not for average person. The average person is grinded to the bottom. They are not making money, those poor people. They are just part of the big mixture.
You've already said the reason the Freedom Caucus doesn't want the Mueller evidence released is because there is something in it tying them to Russia and China. Will the leaders of the Freedom Caucus be charged with conspiracy against America once the evidence in the Mueller report is released to the Democrats in Congress?
There will be only points made by Muller, I don't know, and there will be flashing like when the storm is coming. You see first the lights coming of the storm, but before that the thunder will come. That it takes such a long time, so it will take much longer than we are going to see. The thunderstorm will come later on, so it will be kind of, and it can go different direction even. So we don't know if Mueller will be able to put the lid on the countries. He already said that so many Russians were indicted, but he didn't say anything about Chinese. He was not looking on that direction. And he has seen the behind, like when the clouds are flashing and they are lightning, he is seeing the visible effects, but he don't know how close they are to the border of USA. You know, sometimes we see the thunderstorm in the distance. He wouldn't be able to put the lid on those who are paid or so on. Because he was not investigating them. He was only looking at Trump.
Yeah. What about the trade war, the trade dispute between China and America? Can you do a vision tarot card reading on what will come of the trade dispute between China and America?
Long time ago, in the 19th century, women were wearing corsets. Even longer than that, but until 19th century, the women were wearing corsets. And someone was helping them to pull those strings together until she will be hardly breathing. Mm-hmm. That will make Americans nearly thinking they can spend on anything. They will be living on those women were fainting because they couldn't breathe. The maid will be standing behind and pulling the strings until it will go together.
Yeah.
And it was, so the effect will be pulling all those strings so controlled that the woman will be suffocated, kind of not being able to eat or have the freedom of moving.
So what does that mean for America?
They will be living like on a very small budget because they will not have extras. Everything will be pulled out of them. The freedom, like I can move.
Yeah.
If I will have that corset, I will be sitting like that and hardly breathing and not talking even because I wouldn't have enough air to talk.
So what does that mean for Canada?
For every country. Well, Canada will be kind of affected like...
It shouldn't be. Our trade shouldn't be affected by it.
But they are saying that it will come... Yeah,
we should be getting cheaper stuff if they don't get their stuff.
People will be living on the very small budget. They will have no extra monies. So that's the symbol of taking your oxygen, taking your.
Okay, so this
breath.
card reading is for the Americans. How this will affect them.
And he's promising that will be so good for America. No, that's so bad because that's cut the cards.
Well,
because if you have no,
the thing is like
that's the card, and that message for from the cards is tough journey ahead of them. That's the message from the cards.
So this will be 9?
Yeah. Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
And it's like moving them century away, backwards, because those costumes were
old-fashioned.
Old time ago, and people will have to starve themselves sometimes, because those girls were not able to eat. Oh,
But wait, because America has more farmland than China.
But China is dealing with every country in Europe, every country in South America. They are already much. Where is that one? Okay. That's a good one. The decision that he made, with my intuition, my psychic intuition is telling me, right, it's not that good. He's promising that the sun will be shining on them. Not really. He is making himself isolated from everyone else. He isolated himself from coalition in Europe, from China. Yeah. People will not trust him.
Well, he ruined the European alliances, and now he wants to go to war with America.
Yeah, I think he needs medical help, because that's a medical doctor. He needs some medical help, because that's crazy idea. Yeah. China will be queen of money. And the devil, and will be more dependent on China. USA will be more dependent on China than it's now.
So they're saying it could be as bad as things going up 25% in cost. Will it be that bad?
It can be even worse. Sliding.
What did you see?
It's like sliding on a ski down.
Yeah.
Down the hill. Yeah. You can't stop when you are sliding unless you fall down. So you are sliding on a slide, and it's like boom, going lower and lower.
Jeez.
Well, he's promising that the sun will be shining. Unless he's crazy, and people will have to take the doctor's advice and...
Okay, well, let's get to
the...
It was such a bummer that I'm like kind of shell-shocked right now. I'm like kind of thinking like, Jesus, we've had it so good for so long.
Yeah, everything was so cheap, the dollar stores and everything. Sometimes you think, $4 a pound in the dollar store, how they can make
Well, Walmart's going to go out of business, aren't they?
Well, they will put the prices. People will have to buy it, matter what.
This will be good for, like...
Yeah. Eventually, maybe that will be good because they will start producing something in USA and Canada.
Yeah.
And by the way, yesterday in our news, they were saying Americans are coming to Canada to buy insulin. Mm-hmm. They are paying $20 for 3 months of supplies, or $25. In USA, they pay $250.
Really?
How that's possible.
Oh, that's just guys in the government getting handouts is what that is.
It is like, Bernie is up to something, and all those people who think that the universal healthcare should
be universal healthcare. It's ridiculous. Canada at one point, did you know, had the same kind of deal that America does.
But the Canadian doctors.
There was one doctor, Dr. Bethune, that decided to raise heck and start his own practice. And it just kind of built up from there. Yeah. But
okay, about that conquest.
So yeah, the prize reading, we're going to be making a best of predictions video, and since there is about 180 some videos, we need your help in finding the best predictions that came true. So all you have to do is to enter is,
that's his idea.
Yeah. Is leave a comment under this video of your favorite prediction that came true and reference which video it's in, and your name will be put into a draw for a free 30-minute reading. The competition closes May 19th, so you have about a week to write down your favorite reading, and 2 winners will be announced in the first video after the 19th.
After the 19th,
so
okay.
It's for a 30-minute psychic reading with you.
If anyone would like to send the favorite, my prediction that they like, thank you. That's nice Mother's Day.
That came true.
That came true. Okay, thank you. Good night and happy Mother's Day again. Bye-bye. I would like to invite you to the private reading with me. Please visit www.psychicvioletta.com. Click Book Online, choose the type of reading, choose the length, choose the date and the time. Fill out your informations. Click the Pay Now button with your credit card or debit card. And you're all done.